Why don't men make their move when they see something they like? We live in a day and age where everybody is offended, right? Everyone is offended. Everything that you do and don't do is wrong, right? So if you approach a woman, she's wrong. If you don't approach her, you are wrong. We're living in a day and age where we are hypercritical of what men do and don't do, right? So that's one of the reasons why guys do not approach and shoot their shot to women these days. So guys are experiencing fear of rejection. We don't really live in a day and age anymore where guys are being encouraged to get as many numbers as you can, holla at as many girls as you can, and then the guys come together at the end of the night and they count how many numbers that they get, right? We don't really live in that day and age.
Women will always regret losing a good man. Now, I'm not even bullshitting you here. This is not clickbait. This is the full truth. I've seen it many times. If you protected her, you took care of her, those are two things that a lot of men cannot do. I'm going to be honest. It's very hard to find a man like you, and she'll realize that, trust me, pinky promise. I don't care if you made mistakes or you had flaws. If you were there, then you were there. Think about how many guys would leave her after the first sign of discomfort. You didn't. And if you did, she has to think about all those other times that you stayed with her. So then she really up. One-on-one coaching in my bio.
Women want men to read their minds, make the first move, approach correctly, show up in a certain way. That's the entire industry, teaching them how they should be pursued. But when a man doesn't nail it, when a man doesn't do as they want him to do, as they think he should do, then he's the problem. Instead of saying, maybe I should adapt to what society.
Most women get married because they want financial security. Why else would I tie myself down to you, have your children, if you're not going to take care of us?
Because I love you, you love me. We can sleep in the sleeping bag outside. We love each other.
Oh my God.
That's why you get married, right?
No.
If he loves her, he's going to grow with her and love her. The money.
Nobody cares about that.
And
Nobody
that's
cares.
why the world
I'm
is messed
sorry.
up right now. These women think money is the end all be all.
I'm sure if you had a daughter, you would not want her with a man who has nothing and just loves her.
I'm not going to allow my daughter to marry a guy just because he got some money. So we're going to put it on two scales. I know he got $100 million. I can see it. I know it. Yeah. And I can see and know this man love my daughter with his heart, soul, do whatever for, good, bad, rich, poor. I'm going to go with this side. What the is money? They both going to die anyway.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Can someone please tell me why I literally paid to go on dates with men tonight and I didn't get to date a single man?
Because most men are either chilling at home, working, or maybe ignoring people. They are definitely not signing up for a speed dating event that they have to pay for and sit through with a bunch of women that they're not interested in.
And man, you have so many women out here that are just weird. They're just weird. Oh, there's no reason to approach me. There's no reason to be around me, except to just have normal human interaction. There's so many women that complain about men not approaching, and men, not even for approaching, not even for dating purposes, but they just be social, man. I don't want to talk to women all the time. I want to talk to some guys. I want to see what they're up to. Well, whenever you guys talk sideways, whenever you guys talk crazy, what are you expecting a man to do? What do you think a man is going to be doing? You think a man is going to be walking up to you if you're not friendly? I mean, guys, come on, man. It's not rocket science.
Marry for money? No, marry for maintenance. I don't need luxury. I need load-bearing confidence. Who wants a man who calls a guy? Get the man who is the guy, with a backup part in his truck, just in case. Nothing says forever like a man who fixes one thing and then starts fixing other things that he noticed. Now you're freelancing? I love initiative. He doesn't guess, he measures. Twice. That's emotional maturity. Nothing hotter than a man who walks into a problem and goes, I got it. That's husband material. That's a man with tools. And not just one random screwdriver that he inherited. A collection, options, a system. He's got a toolbox that opens like a transformer. I'm talking layers. I'm talking sections. The TV is mounted, the shelf is level, and the door doesn't squeak. That's not a house, that's a stable relationship.
3 reasons why a man will ignore you. Number 1,
Sadly, if he does something wrong, he does not want to admit to it. So he will just ignore you and try to do anything but talk to you so that you can hold him accountable for it. So that's how you know. Number 2, when he thinks that you are out of his league, when he thinks that he has no chance with you whatsoever, he will just ignore you because he doesn't want to get his ego hurt or his ego bumped from not getting you and trying to get you, so he will just ignore you. So if he thinks he has 0 chance, he's gone. And number 3, when you hurt him, a guy will never say to you, you hurt me, you hurt my feelings. So he will literally just not respond if you hurt those feelings. They don't want to say it. They will do anything but say it and admit to that. So if he does admit to it and he does say you hurt his feelings, he is a mature, grown man, and keep that man.
A lot of these modern women have to make the first move, and they hate it. It's not a very good experience for them. A lot of these modern women grew up thinking that men are supposed to do all that, and men usually did. They usually did. But men stopped doing that. So now you have to put yourself out there. You have to risk rejection. You got to initiate. And now you're realizing, oh shoot, maybe it's not that easy. They just made it look that way. Maybe, just maybe, now that I'm approaching, there were some things that I did and some ways that I acted that were completely out of line. Maybe men were doing the right thing, but because I had some bad sushi that night, I acted out of character and I tried to clown him because my stomach was hurting. My bad.
The reality is there isn't a shortage of good men. There's a shortage of people appreciating them. And there's no place for them to go when they're going through stuff. There's a world out there that tells men to silence themselves, to shut the up, to be stronger, to deal with it, to man up while beating them down. People are only human, and the reality is, if you've ever been with a man, ever had a man, what is it, a dog? If you've ever been in love with a man, just big teddy bears. Y'all just big teddy bears with a protective heart. And you want to do what you were made to do, which is provide, protect, and procreate. So sue you, right? But if we keep on beating down the men in general, it's like war. We're going to have some serious casualties, and we're going to have no good ones left.
You know, a lot of times for modern women, what really hurts them is that men, a lot of times, as modern women see it, men will choose the boring woman. Men will choose the regular woman, the woman that might not be all that in your eyes, right? But he's happy with her. She might not wear a lot of makeup. She might not dress the flashiest and most fashionable, but that woman is good to him, and she's peaceful, and she helps him in the same way that he helps her. And so a lot of times now, men are choosing calm over chaos. They're choosing a life of drama-free, headache-free, everlasting peace, right? So you can sit up there and talk about how they should get him. Why couldn't I? She's easy. He's intimidated by me, and she's going to put up with his BS. And really, that's a coping mechanism. You're just a loser. You're just a loser.
The number one reason why men don't pursue women like that anymore, particularly in the age group of 18 to 30, is why am I going to text some woman only for her to text me back an hour and a half later after getting the Mario coins knocked out of her. Okay. Okay. I'm not the one. I ain't the one. The one who get played like a poop butt. See, I'm from the streets. I'm not about to text you. You getting the Mario coins knocked out of your ass. No. The way these women easily, I'm not about to text and chase no down. There ain't no way. I'm about to chase after a woman, throw her around the city like they be doing it. No.
Men are so weird because how could you look at your girlfriend, your baby princess girlfriend, right? Like you should I think men should look at their girlfriend like they want to take care of them, and not like in a father figure way, but like a way that you just naturally want to protect them.
We gonna have the same energy for women that women should naturally want to cook for him and make sure he's fed? Or does this only go one way? Because I never see videos of women encouraging women to cook, to clean, to properly take care of him. Here's how to make this recipe. Here's what to do if he has a rough day at work. Here's what to do if he does this or has this. Why doesn't the care go both ways?
See, a lot of these women confused about why men don't approach anymore. But I don't think they ever really stopped to ask themselves, why would a man approach? Right? You can walk up to a woman trying to be respectful, and they start rolling their eyes. They immediately start with the BS. They immediately start with the attitude and all of that stuff, right? Might pull my phone out and start recording. A lot of times, these modern women will in a very sneaky way pull their phone out for no reason, really, honestly, truly. I can see if he was feeling unsafe, but they'll kind of sneakily slide their phone out and, kind of leave it by their under the table or whatever, and just be recording the whole interaction, just watching a documentary where they really weren't supposed to be filming something, but they obviously women don't really listen. And in that scenario, I'm not really mad at it because there was some shady stuff going on. But a lot of modern women just record because they want to post and disrespect you. Like they want to clown you and stuff like that. And in those situations and scenarios, men are like, why would I sit up here and allow this? Why would I sit up here and allow this to happen to me? Why would I be a part of this? Most men are saying, no, I'm
Oh, but L, why are men so afraid of rejection? Oh, but L, why are they so afraid of rejection? Blah, blah, blah. Because they have inflated egos and they have low self-esteem, girl. They're insecure. You really think that an insecure person who believes that everything that someone tells them is the truth, you really think that they would take rejection lightly? Yeah, girl, absolutely not. I see a lot of women asking people in general, like, why men can't take rejection. Oh, rejection's a natural part of life, which it is. And it's because most men under a patriarchal system are going to be insecure as. Think about it, right? Although the patriarchy mostly benefits men, that's why they still continue to uphold it, they still get some downsides from living in a patriarchal society. Feeling entitled to women, feeling as though they need to compete with other men, feeling as though they need to impress other men. It's all very simple once you start to think about it. Honestly, ladies, you shouldn't even be worrying about the men that don't take rejection lightly, because that's not the kind of man that you want in your life anyway. Man that cannot take rejection is a man that is insecure, has a fragile ego, and feels entitled to women's attention. Peace and love.
A lot of these modern women, ladies, y'all gonna find yourselves single with a lot of this advice out here that women are telling you. And I understand they're trying to help. I'm serious now. I'm serious. If y'all continue to listen to some of the stuff that these women say, y'all are going to be single. I told my wife, I think I knew the woman. I knew the woman actually before my wife did. I knew the woman. Had gone out, not on a date, but just kind of hung out and singles events and stuff like that. Just hung out. She knew me. And she was still talking reckless. In her, I want to say, mid-40s. Still talking reckless. I don't want to do this. You need to worry about this. This is, coaching women through relationships. Trying to do them a favor, trying to help them out. But then you're like, well, you're still single. You know what I mean? Like you're not even close to having a man. And then when you get close to being in a relationship, I know a lot of these modern women like to say, well, men don't come up, men don't approach, men don't talk to us. They do. It's just not the man that you want. And then when you find a man that you want, you get into that relationship with that man, then you start talking about some weird, some weird stuff, excuse me. And then the man is like, oh no, I don't think this is going to work. And he's not responding to what you're saying because it's weird. And so it don't work out. Well, he didn't do this. He didn't do that. He didn't. And it's all blaming back on him. That's the type of relationship advice you are getting from women. Ladies, stop listening to these types of women. They will have you single. I told my wife, hey, listen, I'm sure she's a good person, but had you continued messing around with her, hanging out with her, you'd have been single too. And you'd have stayed single. You wouldn't have wanted to be single, but that's the way you'd have stayed because you're hanging out with her. I know, sometimes y'all go to different places and you be around people and you think that they good people and they got some good things about them. That might be true. But some of that stuff they be talking about is toxic. It's toxic. It's not helpful. It's bad advice. Oh, well, I'm just trying to look out for you. I'm trying to protect you. Thank you for that. But how you view protection, it's not really protection. I don't even want to say wounded. I just want to say like maybe it's warped. Maybe you need to work on that. You fool around, go out here, get married, be in a healthy relationship, and then she's still out there doing whatever. Gonna be single another 15 years. I don't think she knows it, but another 15, 20 years gonna be single. Unless you clean up your act. Stop listening to these terrible takes by these women.
Every man that I've gone on dates with that has been a masculine energy man, he's secure, he's confident, he's financially successful, they never ask me about my work, my job, my career. They don't ask me at all. They don't care. They don't care if I'm CEO or if I'm working minimum wage. They do not care. They maybe around date 3 will maybe be like, what do you do? And it's more like just kind of curious as far as like getting to know me. And it's usually like, do you like what you do? Do you like your...
Men do not fantasize about women who make 6 figures. Men don't care how much money she is making. They don't care what her career is. They don't even really care if she has a career or not. Men care about like 3 things. Does she do blowjob?
If it wasn't for women, men would just like sleep on a mattress on the basement floor. They wouldn't even bother to get a nice house or a nice bed or anything really nice because men just don't care about all of that stuff nearly as much as women do. It's really because of women that men are out there busting their ass to provide this luxurious, beautiful lifestyle for women. So yes, women are expensive.
Okay, listen, this is just a reminder that men are disgusting and they do not care about half that you think that they care about. They do not care about the little things that you obsess over in your head.
I think a lot of these women out here are asking why the single men. Essentially what they're doing is the same thing that they do on dating apps. They just collect a pool of men, a pool of attention, and whichever one gives them the most attention, that's the one that they'll give their attention back to. Even if they don't like that person, right? I'm really looking for the ultimate man, but in the meantime, if you're going to spend a little money on me, then I will entertain it, even though I don't like you. It's for the plot, so I can continue to make videos. So you're going to continue to have to ask, where are all the good men at? And then because modern women are so, I don't want to say flighty, but, they quote unquote get bored a lot. So essentially what they're going to do is, well, I'm going to move to another city, or I'm going to go on another app, and I'm going to tap out that app. I'm going to go to another bar, and I'm going to tap out that bar, or another lounge, and I'm going to tap out that bar, right? A lot of these modern women, really, they're not the only ones tapping out the bars and the lounges and stuff like that by themselves. They get online and say, hey, I found a good pool of men, or men that I think is a good pool of men. And then all of the women looking for that type of men swarm there, right? And they do that same thing for the bar. We know they'll go to Lowe's, they'll go to Home Depot, they'll go to Target, they'll go to a football game, a basketball game, a baseball game. Bonus points if they actually like the sport. It doesn't matter. These modern women, essentially what they continue to do is tap out their resources over and over again. And when they tap out that resource, they get back on here asking, where are all the good men? We went to the gym, There's not a man that's going to approach us in the gym. We went to this restaurant. I was sitting at the restaurant all night. No man approached me. I went to church. Out of all places for me to go, I went to church and no man approached me. How are we not having men approach us in church? That should be one of the places that you approach. I went to the singles event. We couldn't find any men. Why are men not approaching us? Men are seeing you guys walk in. They say, I see what's going on here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play this game. And they're going to back out. They're going to move out the way. And it's going to be your fault. Because maybe not you so much, but a lot of modern women out here have continued to talk reckless. They have continued to talk insanely crazy. And now that men know that you're just rotating spots and spaces, effectively ruining where they're going, they just move to a different spot. they just move. Well, I'll just wait till you come back here. I've got lookouts in those places, and I'm not going until you leave. Number one. Number two, you're not going to know where I am because I might be way on the other side of where you're trying to be and get up and leave before you even get a chance to get to me. This game that modern women play, jumping on trends and bothering men, is really what's leading them to be single, asking these types of questions.
I really think men have the pick of the litter. They do, because there are so many pretty single girls out there. And then when you look at the ratio of single pretty women to single pretty men, or like good looking men, girls, men. Okay. That's how it is. Anyway, that's just my thought of the day. And there's so many other things that men have it easy with. And this is just me complaining. Okay, bye.
She says that men have the pick of the litter because there are so many single pretty women. Honey, most of the single pretty women are crazy. Okay. So they're crazy. They're ingrates. They're spoiled. We show them on this show all the time. They have inflated egos. They treat men like they're trying to trap you in some gold digger bull. They like single and pretty, like who cares?
Where are all the good men at? They're everywhere and they're nowhere. The truth is that you only see in the world a reflection of how you deeply feel in your inner world. That means if you're constantly drawing in men that you don't want, the reason you're drawing them in is because within you, there's a negative association to men. It's easy for you to say, where are all the good men at? When the truth is, you just don't see them because the energy within you is in a vibrational match for the energy inside of them. The ownership for what happens in our life is either inside of us or outside of us. I can guarantee you what you expect in here and in here, you will find a way to manifest out there. All you have to do is forgive, let go of, and heal any negative energy that you are carrying within you. It's a deep process to go into. The more safety and trust you find with your own masculine energy, the more men you'll attract that you can trust and finally feel safe with.
Let's talk about what emotional maturity actually looks like in a man, because it's not just age, a good job, or how calm he seems. This is how you know you're dealing with husband material. First, self-awareness. He knows his patterns. When something triggers him, he doesn't project it onto you or disappear and avoid discomfort. He pauses, reflects, and takes responsibility for his reaction. Not always immediately in the heat of the moment, but he's able to circle back around. Second, communication. He's not afraid of uncomfortable conversations. He can be like, hey babe, that hurt me. Or, hey, I can tell something's off. I want to hear what's going on. He doesn't make you guess what's wrong or punish you with silence. He talks things through, even when it's messy, because repair matters more to him than pride. Third, accountability. When he makes a mistake, he owns it. He doesn't gaslight, minimize, or justify. He corrects. You're not just dealing with someone charming and good with their words, you feel safe around him. Emotional maturity isn't perfect behavior, it's emotional ownership. And when you experience something like that, you'll never settle for emotional chaos ever again. Save this, send to a friend that needs to hear it, and follow me for more No BS Dating Help.
Nah, that's right. She's laying out what actually matters, and it's not complicated.
It's just consistency. A man who can sit with discomfort instead of running or getting defensive, who admits when he's wrong without the whole ego thing, that's rare now. Most guys either shut down or double down.
A secure woman is busy. She is not texting men all day. She's not sitting there ready to respond, wondering why he hasn't responded instantaneously when she's responding instantaneously. And, oh, does he not like me? He's not responding as quickly as he did. And you have too much time because you're able to think that way. If you're able to think that way in this obsessive, toxic, freak out, anxious, spirally way, you are spending too much time doing nothing for yourself. You're not going outside and making friends. You're not going to singles events. You're not enriching your life. You're not going to adoration. You're not contributing to society. You're not going to the gym. You're not plucking your eyebrows. You're not getting rid of your mustache. You're not doing the things that make you feel beautiful and gorgeous and happy and joyful and focused on the Lord. You're not reading your Bible. You're not filling your calendar. A man switches up plans on you last minute and you immediately corral yourself. You change your schedule for him. You do all these things. You rearrange your life for him because you have nothing going on. That's a problem. You need to have something going on. You need to be busy in a good, healthy way, in an ordered way that makes you feel beautiful and desirable and cherishable. You should not be shocked when a man cherishes you. You should be like, yes, my life is full and beautiful and I'm busy, but you are making time for me. You are asking me on a date and you're doing it in a respectful way. I will make time for you.
Men tend to lean in to not me. Ooh, you're not me. Right? And I would assert that most men, whether they know it or not, they're scanning for strength and specifically scanning for strength and sorting for complementary strength. So I'm not looking for someone like me. I'm looking for someone who's strong, not like me. So unconsciously filling a team, unconsciously making a hunting tribe, right? He's fast, he's strong, he's accurate, he or she, we don't even care. Truthfully, it's just competency to produce the result. And it's something huge for women to understand that men are looking for in a mate. Complementary strength. They're not looking to compete. They're looking for how are you a genius in a different way than I'm a genius? How are you brilliant? How are you? Oh my gosh, she's so strong like that, right? We complementary strengths. Well, the hormones have most women experience feeling safe, and I would use that word strongly, feeling safe, which is different than factually safe. Mm-hmm. So trying to give a woman the facts that tell her she ought to feel safe, it never works. Mm. Honey, I've never run into the back of another car.
Nah, that's real. A lot of men understand this already, but don't say it out loud. You're not looking for a clone. You want someone who handles what you don't, who sees things you miss, who's strong where you're not. That's how teams actually work. And yeah, the feeling safe thing versus being safe, that's the disconnect nobody talks about.
I just opened the door to my apartment and there was a man like a couple feet behind me. So I held the door open with my hands full of packages, mind you. And instead of grabbing the door and taking over and being like, go ahead, girl, thanks, he walks through the door and goes, thank you. I'm sorry. Are you a little lady? You're a 6'5" man. And you're going to shuffle on in and walk through the door and be like, thank you. That's crazy. Hold the door open for me and let me walk through. That's your job.
It's not that chivalry is It's that women wanted equality in all aspects. Women continue to want to be seen as complete equals to a man, like they can do anything that a man can do. Yet they have the expectation that men that don't even know them or that owe them anything will do things for them. And I think that's what's so confusing for men, because here you are holding the door open and you're doing him a favor and he's taking you up on that favor and then you're mad at him for it. I don't know. To me, this is in the realm of like trying to give somebody a gift and then you're actually mad when they accept it. Whereas if you wanted that man to open the door for you, you could have stood there as you saw him coming and you could have asked him, please, sir, can you get the door for me? And then allowed him to do that. That, in my mind, actually makes sense. But what do you guys think?
You don't have to be a wispy, leaned back,
uber feminine woman to date a provider type man. I've never been that way. I'm a very ambitious woman and I date very masculine provider type men. I didn't used to, but I do now because I've been able to master this one particular thing when it comes to dating. I'm able to turn off my go-getter business boss CEO brain with men, and I'm able to turn on my more relaxed feminine, I'm good enough, I'm the prize type energy with men. And so why I've been able to master this is because I actually broke my addiction to struggle. For the longest time, I thrived in anxiety, overwhelm. Whenever there's problems, I was the go-to. I was so organized. And it's because there was a part of me that liked the struggle. It was like, ooh, this is a problem. I'm going to fix it. But what happened is that carried over into my relationships, where if a guy wasn't texting or planning a date, then I would find sneaky little ways to be like, ooh, when am I going to see you next? Or wear the red dress on our third date so I could catch his attention to get a fourth date. I went into proving, I went into convincing, I went into like, ooh, how do I get him to like me? Because I saw it as a challenge. Because the moment he stopped pursuing me the way that I wanted him to, a struggle ensued, and that activated my go-getter part. But the problem with that is it allowed me to date avoidant men and emotionally unavailable men for a lot longer than I should have, which ended up in 15 years of dating. The moment I actually went and reprogrammed my subconscious mind, like got into the root of what was causing this problem so that I no longer am addicted to struggle, my entire love life changed. And how I did it was I found that this idea of struggle was ingrained in me since I was a little girl. I had to work for good grades and then I would get praise. I was praised all the time for being a hard worker. Every single career I've had, I've been known as like the hard worker that's going to make it. So I was attached to this, validation of being a hard worker, and that just carried over into my love life. But that is the exact energy that was actually pushing healthy men away. It's how I shifted it, where I started to retrain my body to actually feel safe and for it to feel normal, to feel ease, to feel relaxed, to detach from the unknown, to have not a care in the world. I had my standards, and if you didn't meet my standards, then I simply just withdraw my energy and push it over to somebody else. I don't complain, I don't react, I don't think, I just simply remove it. And that energy, that new mindset of being like, I'm the prize, I can relax into this, has allowed me to date so many amazing masculine men who make plans and treat me so well that it's unbelievable. So I need you to understand that when you start to make these shifts of recognizing that you can put away your boss babe with men and start activating this more relaxed feminine type version for you, you are then going to start to attract the type of men that you genuinely want to be with. That's what I do with clients. You can find ways to work with me in my bio.
You can meet a man at work and he can be working at McDonald's. He can be working somewhere where you would probably never date a man who worked there, but a good man is a man that's going to get up and go to work every single day. He might not have the best job, but he's going to get up and go to work. A good man is the kind of man that's accountable to something bigger than him, like God. He has a spiritual core and core values that he sticks to. He might not be perfect. He might not get it right all the time, but he's accountable to something. He's not just walking around wayward, right? A good man ain't a perfect man, right? But he's going to care about things that are beyond himself. Some of y'all look at men who are selfless, who would help a woman whose tires pop down the road, and you will feel threatened by that, or you would feel some type of way because he gets the door for a woman that is not you. That's a good man. But oftentimes we attribute him being a good man to whether he makes a lot of money, him being a good man to if he's popular in the earth. It makes him a good man if he's popular to God. It makes him a good man if he wakes up every day and he go get it and he do his best to go get it. It makes him a good man when he cares about things beyond what benefit him. Genuinely good men do things that don't benefit themselves sometimes. They do things because that's who they are. That's not something they want to benefit from. That's just who they are. And so before you turn down a good man because he's not in a proper uniform, or he's not making the amount of money that you think he should make, or he's not popular by social standards, but he's popular with God, he's popular with people as it relates to his character, before you throw that away, you better start reevaluating what you really want to raise your children, what you really want to build a life with and build a life on. A good man is way more than money, power, status, and looks.
So let me get this straight. Men are expected to give husband material from day one, but women don't have to give any kind of wifey material until they get a ring? So let me get this straight. Men are expected to provide, protect, give you security, still take you on dates, pay for everything, give you husband treatment, maybe go get your oil changed, all of the things, fix stuff around your house or your apartment, take care of you, but you don't want to make the man a sandwich because you're a girlfriend and that's wifey duties. That is the stupidest advice I've ever heard on the internet and the stupidest double standard that has ever come into history in a very long time. That's like saying that if you're in an abusive relationship where he beats your ass every single day, that suddenly he's going to change his mind and he's going to change his behavior the minute that y'all are married. How that relates to no wifey duties is that men can't expect you to just organically fall into these wifey duties just because he decides to marry you. And why would he want to marry you if you're incapable of just showing human decency with commitment, security, emotional stability, the same things that you're asking for, and being receptive? But a lot of these independent, badass women think that they have their entire life together, so they actually devalue men in their lives because they don't know how to be receptive to good men in the first place. On top of that, the irony of all of this is that if that same man matches your energy and doesn't give you husband material off the jump, then he's considered a fuckboy. If he doesn't want any commitment, he doesn't really want to take you on dates, he wants to Netflix and chill because he's matching your non-wifey duties, now he's a fuckboy. And the blame is essentially deflected back on the men. And it's pretty much common sense because why would any man want to make you a wife if you don't know how to act like a wife in the first place? Okay, bye.
So a lot of these modern women will say that they want a man, they want a family, and they'll do anything for a family, but they really won't. And this is honestly and truly why a lot of relationships don't work. Because a lot of modern women say, well, I want this, I'm willing to do anything for it, but then they don't. Not even close. And, you know, a lot of times modern women like to say, well, you know, I'm the only one putting into the relationship and all the other nonsense, and you're flat out lying is what you're doing. You're flat out lying. You think that you're the most important person in the relationship, and you're not. People in relationships and in marriage have a tendency to think whatever they're doing, nobody else is doing more. You know, I'm really doing a lot. And, you know, I saw them sitting on the couch watching TV, so they must not be doing as much as I am. You know, this got done, so they must not be doing as much as I am. And I do this, I do that, so they must not be doing as much as I am. And that's actually not even true. When you stop to consider, when you stop to look around and say, oh, well, they did this, they did that. Oh, wow, okay, you know, I guess it is a little bit more equal than I was saying that it was. That's what a lot of people do, right? And when you listen to a lot of these modern women and they talk about their schedule and they talk about, well, I can't find a man, but then I got to go speak on this panel and I'm not going to put my friends off. I think there was this woman talking about she kept on trying to reschedule with a man for like 2 or 3 weeks, going on like the 4th week. That's undisciplined. Well, I got to speak on the panel. Okay. Well, I have a rest day. You know what I mean? Well, I have certain days I rest and I don't do anything. Now you're getting downright stupid. Well, you know, I'm not going to put off my friends for some random man. So they fill their time up with, you know, I understand it, but they fill their time up with different things. And then when the opportunity that they actually want comes around, this one was talking about, man, it was a perfect opportunity. It was a rom-com moment. And I was like, wow, I want to pursue this. But you don't have any time in your schedule to pursue things. And I understand you go out there, you make your schedule, you stay busy, keep doing that. But then they don't have the critical thinking to say, okay, this can flex. Hey girl, I'm going out on a date. Can we meet Friday? Oh yeah, girl, go ahead. Let me tell you right now, that girl would do that if she met a guy like that. And she would expect you to understand, and you would understand. If I met modern women are what they would do, they're running a business, they would say, let me go ahead and shift her. It wouldn't be any nonsense about I got this going on, I got that going on. They would shift whatever they were doing to try to land that big client, whatever they were doing. And the girlfriends would have to understand. And as a matter of fact, the girlfriends would understand. And they would throw her a party. Let's go out for drinks, spill the tea. That's what they would do. But they don't treat the man that they actually like. They don't treat these guys with respect at all. They don't treat men that they want to be in a relationship with respect at all. That's why they do this type of stuff. Oh, I do this, I went here, I got this done. And he just whenever. And men know that. He just whenever. Just whenever I can get to him. Let's go for drinks. And men know y'all are doing that. And these be the same type of women that go to these events and they'll sit up there and say, why no man coming up to us? How come no men approach us? Same women. I'm not joking. Have a video on their page. Not even, probably at this point in time, a couple months back, if that. Talking about men don't approach. Talking about, I went to a singles event and these men, they didn't come up to me. I was nervous and I went and sat with the girls. And they say this stuff with their full chest online and they don't know how silly they